Hello, my true crime lovelies. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you are as lovely in life as you are in my mind. All right, I need your help. So, Sarah got a write up, a disciplinary write up. She also submitted a grievance. I'm trying to figure out if they're related, like, meaning, is she in trouble because of the contents of her grievance? The grievance is heavily redacted, though, so it makes it a little troublesome. But I did do some digging. I pulled out the old handbook. I pulled out a few other documents of the code of like what happens, what does this discipline mean, like what is the action taken for the infraction that you've committed. It'll make sense when I show it to you. But let me get to the intro. Thank the members. Thank all of you for being here. And then we'll get nosy together because I need your help. And shout out to the member who sent this to me. I can't remember. I don't want to mess it up, her name, because she said to say, I think, her screen name and not her real name. I'm an old lady. Thank you. You know who you are. And if you want to comment with your screen name, and then I'll pin that, that way I don't screw it up. I can't unring that bell. Okay, so we're going to look at this. We've seen this before. This is Sarah's incarceration summary. This is where they log the discipline. So this is her record as of the 2nd of June, which was Sugar Bear's birthday, and she was being naughty. And so it has, her sentences, second-degree murder. She's serving life. None of that has changed. What was this that was removed, though? Oh, nothing's been removed. Okay. She was transferred to Lowell Annex from CI on the 4th of April. And then on the 29th of May, her violation was lying to the staff. I think it was on, we'll look at the grievance, but let's just walk through it and see if you come to the same conclusion that I do. But it says the following entries reflect disciplinary actions against the inmate for violation of the rule cited and indicate the gain time days lost. Well, she's doing life, so she has no gain time. So I was like, well, what does that mean? Does she get off scot-free? So I went to our handy dandy handbook, the inmate orientation handbook. We looked at this previously. And so for discipline, it says you are responsible for abiding by all rules, policies, and institutional procedures. So obviously lying to a correctional officer, not a good thing to do, could lead to chaos. Rules of prohibited conduct and penalties can be found in rule blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, what is that? Where do I get that rule from? So I headed on over to, let me see, it lists where I get it from, right? Rule 33601, Florida Administrative Code. So I did a Google search for that administrative code and I got to this. So let's do Command F and put in lying. And there we have it. Can you guys see that? Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger. Whoops. Is it big enough? Good Lord. Somehow I preset these, and then when I go live or go start to record, it resets it anyway. So 910, lying to staff member or others in official capacity or falsifying records. It has 30 DC plus 60 GT. So GT again is gain time. So I'm like, she doesn't have, and it's saying, I said plus, but it's in addition to 60, which is she would lose the 60. How do I know? I'm glad you asked. We're going to go back up. Scrolling, close your eyes if the scrolling is going to bother you. And we go to the top. We're here now. Rules of prohibited conduct and penalties. So I just skipped right on down here. Or actually, let's read the whole thing so everybody is on the same page, since we're going to be putting in our educated guesses. Sections 1 through 10 below show the maximum penalties allowed for the listed offenses. Staff should take into account the individual facts of each violation and impose a penalty that is proportionate to the conduct. So like when we see 30, that's the maximum, and there's a reminder here, maximum disciplinary. So obviously they can downwards apart. They can do 2 days, they can do 1 day. So they're giving people the guidelines of how to determine the range. Section 11 shows the penalties that will be imposed for the listed offenses based on the time since an inmate's last disciplinary infraction, absent a statement in the written findings of the disciplinary team or hearing officer justifying an upward deviation. So you can get more than the max. Like if 2 days ago you were caught lying and you're caught lying again, girl, it might be more than 30 days. This is her first disciplinary action, so that's not the case with her, but I'm just laying the groundwork in case we see something in the future. As used in this rule, DC means the maximum number of days of disciplinary confinement that may be imposed, and GT means the maximum number of days of gain time that may be taken. The imposition of DC, or disciplinary confinement, and GT, gain time, penalties are independent of one another and do not have to be imposed together, i.e., an inmate may be placed in disciplinary confinement without losing gain time and vice versa. So Sarah is looking at up to 30 days of disciplinary confinement. I could not find what it means to be in disciplinary confinement, though, because it's not in here. Because she's already in close. Let's just see. Disciplinary confinement. So I'm going to take a guess, and you guys, some of y'all been there, let me know, that it is no tablet use, no phone use, right? While she's already in her close confinement because she's being punished. Like no, I can't remember now. We'll have to look it up. If she's already 23 and 1. She still has her houseman job. So I feel like she gets out regularly, but I'm guessing it's 30 days, like no tablet, no phone. So her flying monkeys must be going crazy since May. Which, what day did she start with her paperwork? Maybe that's why she couldn't do her finances on her. Yeah, this was 5/29. Oh, so this was the day of her hearing, of her family court hearing. That was on 5/29. Now we don't know if it was before the hearing or after the hearing, but it's on that day. So how is she getting her paperwork in? Because she has to get her pretrial conference document in, like her what she wants, because Brian didn't partner with her on that, and the judge was like, pound sand, do it on your own. That's what I said in my original agreement. And she's got to get the typed financial, although her flying monkeys could pull her written financial from the court's website and transfer that into a typed document, although there's a lot of lies in there, like her 401k is completely missing. So I don't know if I would want to be a part of that, but I'm not Peter, I'm not Nicole, so I'm not going to speak for them. Okay, so then we go to her handwritten grievance, and this is a hotmess.com. Let's see, is that large enough? If I make it too large, it'll, yeah, too large. Okay. So, job assignment, houseman, this is on 5/3/25, so it precedes the lying. I received our trust fund account statement showing, oh, I wanted to show you guys that too in the inmate banking. Sorry, my brain is everywhere. Just so we have foundation. Inmate banking. While you are incarcerated, you may establish an inmate bank account. Any monies that you bring in with you will be taken from you and transferred to inmate banking in a central office, and an inmate bank account will be set up in your name. Now remember, they only can have $300 at any given time in this account. All transactions are electronic. Information about deposits and withdrawals will be given to you during orientation. Inmate bank statements are provided once per month in accordance with Rule 33-203. And then also grievances. The department has a grievance process available for you to resolve issues you may have. You are encouraged to make every effort to resolve your issue prior to filing a grievance. There are two types of grievances: formal or informal and formal. Grievance types and procedures will be explained to you during orientation and can be found in Rule 33-103 Administrative Code. Did I look that up? I think I tried and couldn't find it, but let me just make sure. Okay, filing of grievances as of March 25th, 2025. Informal grievances must be received within 20 days of when the incident or action being grieved occurred, unless the inmate has requested in writing and received approval for a 45-day extension to file an informal grievance after being physically restrained during pregnancy. So that's not her. Blah, blah, blah. Formal grievances must be received no later than 15 calendar days from the date on which the informal grievance was responded to. So it sounds like there's a succession. You have to do the informal, then you move to formal, and it's 15 days after you receive the response from the informal. The date on which the informal grievance was responded to, or the date on which the incident or action being grieved occurred if an informal grievance was not filed. Okay, so you don't have to file it. In instances when an inmate places his or her grievance into the grievance box on the 15th day after the date of such response, but after the grievances were retrieved for that day, it shall be treated as timely. So if they picked it up on the 16th, it's timely. If the grievance is filed by an inmate who is visually impaired, okay, that's not it. Grievance appeals must be received within 15 days. So you have a informal, formal, and an appeal process. Direct grievances to the office of the secretary must be received within 15 days from the date. Okay. The initial receipt regarding responses, a written response shall be completed within 15 days for an informal. Formal, the reviewing authority shall have up to 20 days from the receipt of the grievance to take action in response. Grievance appeals and direct grievances to the office of secretary shall be responded to within 30 calendar days. Emergency grievances, oh good Lord, shall be responded. Okay, we get it. You guys can freeze that if you want more information on it. Let's get back to what she wrote. So I received our trust fund account statement showing something, probably a balance or a transaction. I made this original something back on 3/19/25 when I was on the main. So I'm going to guess that's when she was just in regular Lowell, right? Because she moved from Lowell, I guess it's CI, to the annex on 4/4. So she's saying when she was in the other building, she made this request. Approval to receive and have not to date with the something expiring already from somebody taking so long to provide. I have made numerous, probably requests, complaints for my, I'm guessing, money, but have not received, but have been charged, or maybe numerous requests for a product, but she hasn't received it, but she's been charged for it. All caps, charged. Something else redacted. Please remove this charge item or provide the item I keep asking for and am approved to receive. This is wrong, and get charged for nothing and need what I made the request for, the order for. And then she signs her name. All requests will be handled in one of the following ways: written information, personal interview. All informal grievances will be responded to in writing. I don't know how we tell if this is a formal or informal. So it's one of these though: medical, mental health, or dental, or other, although they didn't bother to block this out. So it doesn't seem like she checked other, because if it were one of these, we'd see a checkbox, but they've blanked it out. And then your request for administrative remedy or appeal has been received. So it was received on the 5th of May. What day was it dated? It was dated the 3rd of May. Reviewed, has been received, reviewed, and investigated with the following response. And then they redacted the whole response. You may obtain further administrative review of your complaint by completing Form DC-1-303, providing attachments, and forwarding your complaint to the Bureau of Inmate Grievance Appeals. And then I redacted the address. The following Please hold. The following pertains to informal grievances only. Denied. So whatever she was complaining about being charged and not receiving, they've denied it. So is it because she was lying? And then whoever this Officer Gomez is signed it on my birthday and sent it back to her. So let's see if we can find this form, DC 6236. So FDOC form, what did I say? 32, I can't see it. Back on the handbook, it says that form is to request an interview with your classification officer. You must complete an inmate form DC 6236 and place it in the institutional mail. That's weird. Okay, well, I wanted to see the form so we could see the part at the top that they redacted, but it's not giving me the form. What about if I just do, well, here's the form, but the part that has the blackout doesn't have anything here on this one. And this one tells you to check here if it's an informal. So yeah, she's alleging she was charged for something that she didn't get. She made numerous whatever to get it, but have not received, but have been charged. Remove the charge or provide the whatever. And I wonder if it's because my deduction, because I don't trust her any farther than I can throw her, and we know I can't throw her, is that she's alleging that she didn't get something while she was in Lowell CI. And now she's gone to the annexes complaining about it, like they don't have records. I feel like she's doing a Lori Vallow when they were, what was it, the Social Security guy? She was like, well, I did it in Hawaii. Do you have their records? And he was like, yeah, it's a national database. I'm sure the prison has a statewide database, ma'am, and they can tell that you either received it and that's why you were charged or something else happened, but they don't go into the details. So either way, she's gotten her first disciplinary action. I would say I'm actually surprised she got in there in December 30th, right? And she made it almost to May 30th. So she made it 5 months before she got in trouble for lying, no less. I mean, she's good at that. It took her a while to get caught. I was gonna say it took her a while to start lying, but you know how that goes. We know she's been lying to Lana and to other people since then, but I mean, inside with the prison officials. I don't know why I air quoted. They're really officials. But do you guys think those are related? So since our dear Lovely sent that to me, I'm going to send a request off to Florida Department of Corrections for all of her records, even though I keep saying I'm going to quit her. But now I'm curious because it's like a puzzle and I want to put the puzzle together. Curious to hear your thoughts. I know you guys always have ideas and some of you have way more experience with the Florida correctional system than I do. And so there might be something that's going over my head. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts down below. Toodles.